Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host Chris Davis. Today we're going to do a review. This will be for Daredevil Born Again episodes 5 through 7. Episode 5, to me it's really a filler episode. It only moves the plot forward a little bit. In terms of story progression, it doesn't move the plot forward a lot. You could actually get this episode and not miss out on anything at all. Not all episode 5 it's a bank heist. Some spotter thugs are trying to rob a bank, and Matt Murdock is trying to stop them. The only big Easter egg thing you see in here is Kamala Khan's father. He's in it, and he's the assistant bank manager, and he's in the crossfires with this bank heist. And this could foreshadow possibly a Daredevil and Miss Marvel team up, maybe in a future movie, Avengers Doomsday, or in another Disney Plus series. But in reality, this doesn't really move the plot forward a lot, only a little bit. You have the foreshadowing of a possible Miss Marvel team up in a movie, Avengers Doomsday or Avengers Secret War, or Daredevil and Miss Marvel teaming up in a future Disney Plus series. But where the story does progress is Matt Murdock. He wants to be Daredevil again. We see in this episode that early on he goes to this bank. He's trying to get this loan from Kamala Khan's father. He says no. So Matt Murdock leaves, but with his hearing, he hears that the bank is being robbed. And so instead of just calling 911 and letting the police deal with it, he decides to go back, and he puts himself in harm's way to stop these bank robbers. So what this episode really shows is that Matt Murdock wants to be Daredevil again. He left the bank before it started getting robbed, and when he heard that it was getting robbed, he goes all the way back and puts himself in harm's way to stop the bank robbers. He didn't have to do that. He could have just called 911, said, hey, I heard some kind of bank robbery, gunshots, and let the police take care of it. But no, he goes back into harm's way to stop the bank robbers. So you really see when he's with people who are being held hostage, their fears, their worries, he's concerned about them. And you see here that he wants to be Daredevil again. And that's what this episode really emphasizes, that Matt Murdock wants to be Daredevil. And of course he does. I mean, again, he was away from the bank, and then when he hears it's being robbed, he goes all the way back when he was safe and puts himself in harm's way to help these people. He even goes out of his way again to stop the bank robbers from stealing a gem, and he brings it back to the assistant bank manager. So that's episode 5. Episode 6 is Muse. He's a serial killer. He's been killing a lot of people and been using their blood to put up graffiti, and the city can't get rid of it. The sanitation worker goes into Wilson Fisk's office. He's the mayor, and he tells him, hey, I can't get this graffiti off because it's mixed with human blood. And that's what pushes Wilson Fisk to get the chief of police and get them to look into catching Muse. And Matt Murdock learns about Muse. His informant tells him about Muse, about how he's a serial killer and he's been killing people and he's been using their blood for graffiti. And this is deeply concerning to Matt Murdock. But the informant sees it on his face. He tells him, look, you need to let the police handle this. You stay out of it. Don't be a vigilante anymore. And Matt Murdock, he listens, but then what really starts to make things change is Hector Ayala's niece, she comes in and she's telling Matt Murdock that he needs to do more, that he can do more, that the police can't be trusted because the police killed her uncle and she can't go to them because they can't be trusted. And she's telling him that he needs to do more. She doesn't know that he's Daredevil, but she wants him to do more, and of course he can, but he's listening to his informant. He's keeping the word he made to himself on that night when he tried to kill Bullseye, that he wouldn't be Daredevil anymore. And she's telling him, hey, fine, if you won't help me, I'll just do it myself. And he's really trying to get her to understand, let the police take care of it. I'm just a lawyer. I've done everything I could. But she doesn't listen. She goes after the serial killer, and Matt Murdock is in his apartment. He's not looking for this serial killer at all. The thing that really pushes him where he has no choice is that the girl's mother calls and tells him that she is missing and that this isn't normal. And that's what pushes Matt Murdock to put on the suit to save the girl from dying. And he's able to find the hideout. He's able to take down Muse and make him leave his hideout, and he's able to save the girl. And that's where episode 6 ends. Episode 7 is a race to whoever can catch Muse. Now, when Daredevil stopped Muse, Muse escaped from him, and Daredevil had to go on and save the victim, Hector Ayala's niece. He dropped her off at the hospital. Muse is still on the loose. When Wilson Fisk learned that Daredevil is the one that stopped Muse, this pushes him to create a task force, an anti-vigilante task force, to bring in Muse, because everyone learns that Daredevil stopped Muse and the police couldn't even find him. That just makes what Wilson Fisk campaigned for mean nothing, because he was campaigning on, hey, the rule of law stands, vigilantes are not allowed, but police can't do anything either because they're not capable or they're corrupt. And it just makes Wilson Fisk look like a typical politician that can't deliver on his promises. So he wants to bring Muse in. He creates this anti-vigilante task force. He gives them special permissions, removes the body cameras, gives them permission to practically do whatever it takes by all means necessary. And they really only answer to him, no one else. And the police are able to figure out who Muse is. It's the kid that was, not kid, a young adult that was at Matt Murdock's girlfriend's book signing. She's the psychiatrist who saw Wilson Fisk and Vanessa. And the young adult, the young guy, was at her book signing and said, he's the one that said, hey, I'm a really big fan of yours and everything. And he comes into her office, disguising as if he's here to seek therapy and everything. But in reality, he's actually there to kill her. And the police are able to figure out who the next target is. It's psychiatrist Matt Murdock's girlfriend and Wilson Fisk and Vanessa's therapist. So the police are on their way there. Matt Murdock learns where the next target is. It's his girlfriend. He is investigating the crime scene that the police are investigating, and he heads straight over to his girlfriend's house, or her office, and he is fighting Muse. And he's beating up Muse, and Muse is getting ready to kill Matt's girlfriend, but he stops her. But while he's in the middle of stopping her, she gets a gun and she shoots and she kills him. And that's really where episode 7 ends. And so now that Muse is dead, you're wondering, where's the story going to go next? Because it looked like he was going to be the main villain, but with him gone, it looks like it's going to be DareDevil versus Wilson Fisk again. So we'll see if another villain surprisingly shows up, or if it's Wilson Fisk, Kingpin versus DareDevil again. But these episodes were really good. Episode 5 was really filler, but it moved the story plot a little bit. We saw that Matt Murdock wants to be Daredevil again. He wants to help people who can't protect themselves. So that's all we have for today. If you liked what I had to share, please hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with all your friends, and all of you have a great day.